You ready?
We're live. Good morning. Good morning. All right, I see you guys coming in. Come on in. It is good to see you this Saturday morning for our final Saturday session for the month of May. I'll give you guys a moment to come on in and get settled before we start our broadcast to Facebook. Remember, you guys can use the chat feature. You can use that Q&A feature. You got questions, make sure you drop them in that Q&A section throughout the teaching. And at the end, I will make time to acknowledge your questions and answer them. All right, so be sure to use that. Good morning. Good morning. It is good to see you this morning. Thank you guys for jumping in with me. I won't be very long this morning. Our topic, I'm going to get straight to the point because I actually want you guys to spend some time today. I have a challenge for you that I want you to spend some time today working through. So we won't be very long. All right, it is 10:01. We're going to get ready to start. Listen, use that chat, interact with one another. Let me know if you are enjoying it. Let me know if you are getting something from it. One of your benefits being a part of the Zoom platform is you get to ask me questions and receive the answers, and you get to have that interaction. When we're live on Facebook, I can't see their questions. I can't answer their questions. And so you all have some amazing benefits because you get that one-on-one interaction. All right, so we are going to hop right to it. Let's jump on over and let's get logged in. All right. There we go. All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Zoom. Good morning, Facebook. Come on in. Come on in. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to come in. Make sure you share. Have your note-taking devices ready. I know that the world is opening back up, so a lot of our people are running around and getting haircuts and everything else this morning, so I'm not going to hold you all day, but I wanted to give you this last and very important Saturday morning topic for Mental Health Awareness Month. So come on in, be sure to share the broadcast, share with your family, your friends, let the people know that we are live and we are ready to move forward. This morning, we are talking about self-care and avoiding burnout. You do too much. Self-care and avoiding burnout is a very important topic. I'm going to hit some areas. I'm going to hit a direction that some of you may not be expecting me to go in. So take some notes, stay with me, and you're going to learn some good things this morning. One of the things that I want you to remember at the top is a well-kept me is my responsibility. Write that down, take that, remember that. A well-kept me is my responsibility. We're talking about self-care. The key word is self, all right? A well-kept me is my responsibility. All right, so this is an incredibly important topic because most of us don't understand the power of taking care of ourselves, not just physically and mentally, but emotionally as well. We have to understand the power and the importance of self-care. Self-care is not the occasional manicure and pedicure. It is the development of an intentional and consistent plan to care for oneself, all right? So don't think you know, the manicure, the pedicure, the shopping trips, the movies, the all of that. But think beyond the surface. Self-care is the development of an intentional and a consistent plan of care for yourself. It is the understanding that if I don't do this for myself, I'll be no good for anyone else, my family, my friends, and everyone else that I have responsibility to care for. If I don't take care of me, I'll be no good for them. I can't love them the way that I'm supposed to. I won't exercise the amount or level of patience that I need to exercise. So if I don't spend that time loving myself and spend that time caring for myself, I won't have anything to offer any of them. Now, the focus of self-care is to ensure that you are being cared for by you. That is the focus of self-care. The focus of self-care is to ensure that you are being cared for by you. Unconsciously, depending on our relationship status, we tend to place this responsibility on other people. All right, so if you're married, you look to your spouse to make you happy and fulfilled. If you're single, or even married people as well, you look to your friends and other relationships to help establish that care in your life. Now, let me say this. If you're in a marriage, your spouse should make you happy and should fulfill you. In friendships, you should have people in your life and around you that will look out for you. However, outside of another person's care for you, you have to have a plan to care for yourself that is separate from what other people can do for you and from what other people can offer to you. So you should be in relationships with people with the expectation that they are going to provide care for you, but that does not give you an excuse to not have your own self-care plan. Take the weight of that responsibility off of their shoulders and take responsibility for your own care. We unconsciously make people responsible for making us feel good about ourselves, and that's not their responsibility. Their responsibility is to enhance what's already there. In a marriage, my making you happy should not be a war against your insecurities. In a friendship, my walking with you and encouraging you, it's going to wear me down if I feel like I'm constantly battling against rejection and abandonment and issues of, self-hatred and all of that stuff that you have going on. Yes, I'm going to exercise patience, but it's going to wear that relationship out if I can't love you the way that I want to love you, the way that you need to be loved, without you questioning everything and without your insecurities getting in the way. All right. So here's the thing. Here's my personal understanding and experience with self-care. You all will always hear me reference my wife because she is absolutely amazing. She teaches me lessons in ways that allows me to come before you and share with you some of the things that I'm able to share with you. So my wife hit me in the chest with this self-care lesson one that she was adamant about getting her eyelashes done. She was just like adamant about it. Like, I'm like, I don't understand. Like, why is this so important? But this was like an issue for her. And we were already pressed for time. We were already like, we had somewhere to go. I forget exactly where we were going and what we were doing, but I'm the one that's always careful about time management. I watch the schedule. I watch the clock. Look, if we got to be here at a certain time, we need to be leaving at this time. And so I'm always conscious of that. And she goes to, she go to Walmart or go to whatever one of her favorite stores. Something happens and she just lose all concept of time, schedule, and what we got to do. So my fear was, I'm gonna let her go. She's gonna get her eyelashes done. It's gonna take her 4 hours. She's not gonna get back. We're gonna miss what we have to do. And it's not that important. In my mind, it was not that important. So I couldn't understand, why do you need to do this right now? So I finally said, they look good to me. I don't know, why this is so important to you. They look fine to me. There's nothing wrong with it. I think you look good. Don't worry about it. You can do that another time. And she said, I appreciate that, but I'm not doing this for you. Now, that back talk in marriage, it'll get you some type of way. She said, I appreciate your compliment. Thank you for letting me know that they look good. Thank you for letting me know that I look good right now, but I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. This is something that I do for me. It's not about what other people think. It's not about what other people feel. It is about what I think and what I feel. And this is something that I set in place to take care of for myself. So it is important for me to make sure that I don't start slacking. It's important for me to make sure that I don't start letting up on my own self-care because it doesn't seem to be important to somebody else. It is important for me to make sure that I do what is necessary to protect my self-care, to protect how I feel about myself. And if this is something that I set in place, I'm going to stick to it. I realized in that moment that I never really understood what self-care looked like and sounded like until she said what she said. I realized that doing things for the sake of other people is not self-care. She had made a commitment to herself to make this a consistent part of her self-care plan, and nobody was going to stand in the way of that. That is the type of commitment that we have to make when it comes to taking care of ourselves. What is the lesson in this? Self-care is making a commitment to yourself that doesn't involve the thoughts and opinions of other people. Self-care is committing to being you and your unique self unapologetically. All right, self-care is committing to being you and being available for you without the thoughts and opinions of other people. Each of us are fearfully and wonderfully made. Each of us are, unique in our own way. And we rob ourselves of the ability to enjoy our uniqueness when we constantly become arrested by the thoughts and the opinions of other people. When we are constantly arrested by the need to pretend that we're good so other people won't really see what's going on the inside of us. We live our lives behind these masks that force us to look good and be good for the sake of those around us. We go to work with a mask on. We go to church with masks on. We go to family gatherings with masks on. Listen, we go to hotel rooms with masks on. We go to people's bedrooms with masks on. We go to the kitchen, the backseat of the car. We go wherever life leads us with masks on because we're pretending to be okay so that people won't see that I'm really a broken down mess on the inside. So we are forced to put on these masks and enter into a place of pretending so people won't really see. You see, self-care is not just about going to the movies and doing a little shopping, but it's about tending to the things that can't be seen. That's why this is important. That's why I said I'm going to go somewhere that some of you probably didn't expect me to go. I'm going in a direction that some of you probably didn't expect me to go in this morning, because self-care, we got to dive off the surface with a topic like this and get to the root of what it is that's causing us to not love and care for ourselves. Some of us make decisions. We enter into cycles. We enter into doing things and being things that we don't need to be because we don't care for ourselves. We lack the ability to love ourselves and have enough self-value and self-respect to stay off the floor, to stay out of folks' bedrooms, to stay away from these addictive cycles and these things that keep us broken and that keep us down. So self-care goes beyond what you can see on the surface, but self-care is extremely important. You end up on your knees, on your back, washing your hands, wiping your face because you lack real care for yourself. Care for the state of your mind and your emotions is what leads to some of your behaviors. Your lack of care for yourself is what leads to you doing some of the things that you do, saying some of the things that you say, and becoming some of the things that you are becoming because you are stuck in this cycle of not knowing what it looks like and feels like to care for yourself. You end up stuck in addictive cycles because you lack care for yourself. This issue of self-care cannot be addressed on the surface, but you got to be willing to dig deep to address the root of the matter so that you can change your self-care routines. All right? So self-care is going to force you off the surface, but I want you to dig deep and get to the root of this issue of self-neglect. Why don't I see it as an important thing to take care of myself? All right? So let's jump right to it. I told you I'm going to jump right to it this morning because I want you to put some things into practice. So let's talk about developing a self-care plan, all right? Self-care is something that must be taught. It is a value that must be poured into you by the influential voices in your life. You need someone to not only say to you, take time for yourself, you need somebody that's going to teach you how to do it. One of our downfalls with this issue is we don't have anybody that's teaching us the importance of doing this. Somewhere down the line, we've got lost in this false thought that the needs of other people are always more important than my needs. I'm going to put your needs before mine, and that's false. It is okay to take time and take care of yourself and say, no, I can't do that for you right now. And no, I can't be that for you right now because it's going to get in the way of my self-care. Listen, this is something that I'm working on. I try my best to protect, if it's not a dire emergency, my days off. If I am off today, I don't have anything to do today, I'm protecting that time. I am protecting that space. Just because I'm available doesn't mean I can be available for you. I need to spend some time being available for me. So we need to be taught how to take a firm stance toward caring for ourselves. All right. So self-care is something that we need to learn. It takes time and effort to develop a self-care plan that's going to work for you. You have to do the work to get to the bottom of your insecurities and the fears that you develop regarding caring for yourself. Some of it is an issue of fear. Self-care is not selfish. It is not turning a blind eye to the needs of other people, all right? It's not self-centered. It's not selfish. It's not becoming blind to the needs of the people around you, but it is understanding that my needs are important as well. So just like their needs are important, just like it is important for us to take time to help our brothers and our sisters, it is important for us to take time to love our brothers and sisters and care for them. Your needs are just as important as well. You got to take time to care for you. Self-care is the key to living a well-balanced life. I give to others, but I also give to myself. I build others up spiritually and naturally, but I also do the same for myself, all right? So self-care is the key to living a well-balanced life. I am not always giving and doing and being until I have nothing left to give. I mean, you just always available. You always answer the phone. You are always there. And while in some ways that's admirable, sometimes you need to be unavailable. Sometimes you need to hit that ignore button. Sometimes you need to get to the place where you allow other people to take responsibility for their own processes and for their own growth so that you can be good for you. So when I say you do too much, I am saying that you are too available. I am saying that you are in a place where you need to be okay with saying no and leaving it at that with or without an explanation, all right? So a well-developed self-care plan must include a few components. So I have a few components that I want to give you that a well-developed self-care plan must include, all right? So number one, spiritual development. That is the first component that a well-developed self-care plan must include. Spiritual development. You must take time to be developed spiritually. Time in worship, time in prayer, time in meditation, studying the scriptures, listening to teachings. This should be at the top of your list. Any well-developed self-care plan must include a spiritual development regimen, all right? So that's number one. The second component is academic development. One of the things that my spiritual father taught me is that you need to commit to being a lifelong learner. You should always look for ways to expand your knowledge base. So a well-developed self-care plan will include some educational opportunities. You never stop learning. Once I've mastered this, I need to move on to something else. Expand your mind, expand your thinking, expand your knowledge. It's going to expand and increase your ability to do other things. It's going to give you opportunities to open and walk through other doors. This is an important factor in your self-care. The more I take care of myself, the better I feel about myself, the better I feel about my future, the better I'm able to experience the joys of living life more abundantly, all right? So academic development is that next most important thing. Here's the next thing, boundaries. A well-developed self-care plan must include boundaries. We did an entire lesson on the need for setting healthy boundaries. You must do what's necessary to protect your time and energy. Just because I have the means to do it doesn't mean I have to do it. All right, just because I have the means to do it doesn't mean I have an obligation to do it. Just because I got the money in the bank don't mean I got to loan it to you. Just because I have the time and I'm sitting at home watching a movie and taking my brain break and relaxing doesn't mean I'm obligated to give that time to you. All right, so you have to set good boundaries. No is a complete sentence with or without an explanation. So I can either choose to explain to you why I'm saying no, or I can choose to just hit ignore and let it speak for itself, all right? But you have to protect your boundaries. You can go back and watch my lesson on setting healthy boundaries. All right, the next thing is brain break activities. That's what I'm going to call this. Brain break activities. You need fun in your life. Find something that you can do alone and something that you can do with other people. I enjoy going to the movies by myself. It's something that I genuinely enjoy. I will sit and watch a whole 2-hour film by myself, and then I might walk across the hall and watch another one. I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling. But find things that you enjoy doing by yourself and with other people. All right, if it's shopping with wise spending, if it's manicures, pedicures, bowling, skating, find your fun. Some of us live our lives so uptight that we don't know what fun looks like. We don't know what fun feels like. We don't know what, I don't know what it is. If you ask me what I enjoy doing for fun, I can't answer you. I can't respond to you. And so you have to take time and find your fun. And don't let it be dependent on other people all the time. Sometimes we feel like, well, nobody's ever available, so I can't enjoy life without other people. No, you can enjoy life by yourself as well, all right? So brain break activities, find your fun. The next thing you need to include is a commitment to healthy living, all right? A commitment to healthy living, eating right, exercising, getting enough sleep. These are all important factors that affect your health. You need to make a commitment to healthy living. All right, exercising. We talked about, the importance of getting up and becoming active. Getting out, taking a walk, doing a 30-minute workout, doing something that's going to get you moving, eating healthy, making good decisions to take care of your body, which is going to affect your mind, is going to affect your emotions. Listen, I'm being tested in this thing today. After I finish, I want to go give me some rib tips with mild salt, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give me some chicken salad and I'm going to go for a walk. Why? Because I understand the importance of taking care of myself, and I can no longer allow my health to take a back seat because I'm lacking self-care. So that's one of the things that I am committing to doing and that I want to challenge you to do as well. A commitment to healthy living. And the next thing is good personal hygiene. Now, this may be comical to some, but it is a real thing. All right, good personal hygiene. When you don't practice self-care, all areas of your life suffer. Listen, take a shower, put on some cologne or some good smelling perfume, wash and iron your clothes, all right? Brush your teeth and wash your face and put some lotion on them ashy elbows and take care of yourself. Make a commitment to good personal hygiene. We've all been stuck in the house, and some of you forgot, did I take a shower Monday or did I take it Tuesday? It is now Wednesday, and something is smelling and it's not the garbage. Listen, take care of yourself, and personal hygiene is important to that as well. When you dress well, when you feel good, when you're clean, you feel better just about yourself. You can develop a fresh perspective concerning, what's going on around you. So make a commitment to exercising good personal hygiene. If you're married and your spouse don't shower, it is now time to sit down and have a conversation and say, you smell a little bit. Or if you have a friend whose armpits are always sour and you want to know what's going on, it is a good time to sit down and say, hey, let's talk about this. All right. So where do I begin? Where do we begin? Here is where you begin. All right. So I gave you some of the components of a well-developed self-care plan: spiritual development, academic development, setting healthy boundaries, brain break activities, finding your fun, a commitment to healthy living, and good personal hygiene. All right. So these are all necessary components in a well-developed self-care plan. Now, where do I begin? I'm so glad you asked. A healthy first step is to repent and forgive yourself. Make a firm commitment to do better. Stop gazing on the bad decisions you made yesterday, the day before, the months before, the years before. Forgive yourself and make a commitment to do better moving forward. All right. So that's the first step. The next step is determine your stress level. This is important because it's going to help you reach beyond the occasional need for a break and catch yourself before you overheat. All right. This is important. It is important to manage your stress level and see where stress is existing in your life and how it is affecting you, because it's going to keep you from just occasionally saying, I need to take a break, but making self-care a regular part of your life. All right. So we want to catch you before you get to the point. Sometimes we wait until it's too late. I'm already at the point of burnout. And so it's too hard to claw my way out of that place. So I want to teach you guys how to identify stress in your life and then how it's affecting other areas in your life. All right. So here's some effects and consequences of stress. Here's some signs that you are headed into a danger zone. All right. So here's some physical effects of stress. All right. You're going to be experiencing an increase in fatigue, in headaches, in sleeplessness, problems concentrating. I just can't focus. I don't know what's going on. Tension in your body, in your muscles, high blood pressure. These are some of the physical effects of too much stress in your life. It's a sign that you are heading toward burnout. All right. So those physical effects are going to lead to some emotional effects. All right. We talked about these connections, the physical, the emotional, and then the behavioral. All right. So we dealt with the physical. Now let's deal with the emotional effects of stress. It's going to lead to you feeling general uneasiness. It's going to lead to you feeling depressed, negative, nervous, anxious, helpless, feeling like I'm not good enough. I'm feeling overworked, like my life is just out of control. I'm underappreciated. They don't see the value in me. So it's leading to you feeling all of these feelings that's going to lead to depression and you starting to doubt yourself. So we got to start managing our stress levels well. Now that's going to lead to you being impatient and short-tempered and lacking productivity and withdrawing and being preoccupied with other things, not being able to focus on the task at hand, complaining a whole lot. You can't see the bright side of anything. All right. So the effects of all of this stress in your life and your lacking self-care is going to lead to all of these negative feelings and negative things and negative aspects of your life. So if you find yourself always complaining, never happy, always anxious, never at a place of peace, you are heading towards burnout. You need to manage your stress well. All right, so here's some healthy strategies to help dealing with stress. All right, so we've identified how to manage and we've identified how to identify how stress is affecting us. And now here's some healthy strategies, some self-care strategies for handling stress. All right. Here's well, first, let me give you these unhealthy strategies for dealing with stress. And then I'm going to give you some healthy strategies. So some unhealthy strategies for dealing with stress is overeating. That's one unhealthy strategy. I'm feeling stressed, I'm unhappy, I'm uneasy, I don't feel good. So I'm just going to eat something that's going to make me feel better right now and take all of my cares away. So we overeat. We try to do it all on our own. We don't share responsibility. We don't let anybody else help us. We don't allow anybody else to be there for us. We try to do it all on our own. We lash out. We take our stress relief medications, we smoke, we drink, we develop these issues of alcoholism, we isolate. I don't want to be around people right now. These are all unhealthy ways that we deal with stress, all right? Here's some healthy ways to deal with stress, some alternatives to dealing with stress. And if you see yourself in any of these negative, unhealthy strategies, I want to offer you these solutions. All right. Instead of overeating or instead of living a lazy life where there's not much movement in my life, not much exercise, not much physical activities, I'm going to become physically active. All right. So I'm going to become physically active. I'm going to challenge myself every single day to make sure I move around a certain amount of times a day. All right. I'm going to eat healthy food. I'm going to choose healthy options. So just because I'm craving this doesn't mean I have to respond to the craving. All right. So I'm going to eat healthy food. I don't have to give in to what's in front of me. Practice relaxation exercises. Get enough rest. Make time for fun. We talked about that, finding your fun. You got to practice relaxation, practice deep breathing, practice calming yourselves in moments when you start to feel frantic and you start to feel like you're losing control. It takes real practice to learn how to calm yourself, all right? Make time for that fun. See a counselor. Ask for help. Get some spiritual guidance. Don't isolate yourself and try to handle this on your own. If you feel like you're at a place where stress is running your life and you don't have the answer, don't feel like you have to deal with it by yourself. It is okay to get help. It's okay to seek therapy. It is okay to talk to friends. It's okay to talk to family. Any voices of authority that's going to help give you good perspective and help you develop a good plan, all right? So you got to see a counselor. All right, here's my challenge for you. Spend some time today developing a self-care plan. Now, when you're developing your self-care plan, it needs to be well thought out and it needs to be written down. This is the only way you're going to hold yourself accountable to it, all right? You need to write it down for daily reference. Share it with someone who can hold you accountable, all right? You got to write it down, and then I want you to get with an accountability partner, somebody that you can sit and share this with. They're going to pick the plan apart, and they're going to make sure that you are not finding ways to cheat yourself, and they're going to make sure that you are being held accountable for the commitment that you're making to yourself, all right? So write the plan down so that you can see it and reference it every day, and then share it with somebody who's going to hold you accountable. Now, this plan needs to include some things you're going to do daily, some things you're going to do weekly, some things you're going to do monthly, some things you're going to do quarterly, and some things you're going to do yearly, all right? So this plan is going to ensure that self-care becomes a regular part of your life. So we said stepping away from the need to occasionally step over into, I need a break, I need a vacation, I need to take some time away, I need some me time, but making this a regular part of your routine. When you make self-care a regular part of your routine, it won't feel so awkward when you have to say, I'm not available right now, because it's a regular part of my routine. I'm unavailable on Fridays. Fridays is my time for me, and then Saturdays I give time to my wife, my children, I spend time with them. Sundays is my time where I go to church, I get fed spiritually, and that's what my focus is. And so when you make self-care a regular part of your routine, it's just natural. When people ask, are you available? Well, I'm available Monday through Thursday, but I'm not available on Friday. Occasionally, I may be available on Saturdays for this amount of time. You're learning to put parameters around it. So making self-care a regular part of your daily routine. That is my challenge for you, all right? So that I just want to, let me run back through just a couple of things here. I want to go back through the components that a well-developed self-care plan should include for those of you all that may have missed it. The first one was spiritual development. The next one is academic development. The next one is boundaries. The next one is brain break activities, finding your fun. The next one is making a commitment to healthy living. And the final one is good personal hygiene, all right? So my challenge for you today is to spend some time, don't put it off until tomorrow, but to spend some time evaluating your stress level, where stress is existing in your life, how you've been responding to it in negative ways, and what are some positive that you can replace those negatives with. Then I want you to start writing out your plan. So think through it, take your time. You're not going to have a well-developed plan overnight or in the next couple of hours. It's going to take you some time, but you have to get started, all right? Self-care is an important factor in your mental health, especially with everything that's happening in the world today, the pressures that we are experiencing as a people, the pressure to respond, to not respond, to get up, to sit down, to talk, to be quiet. We're under so much pressure that we need to know that it's okay to take a step back from everything and take care of yourself, all right? That's it. I told you today's lesson was going to get right to the point. I want you guys to understand the importance of taking care of yourself and how this ties into our other lessons on thoughts, feelings, emotions, and our behaviors, on toxic relationships and environments, how this ties into setting healthy boundaries, and then taking care of yourself is an important thing for your mental health. All right, so that's it for today. Listen, for those of you all that have been enjoying our Saturday sessions, I am launching a brand new YouTube channel where I am going to release all of the replays for our previous sessions. For those of you all that have missed it, I'm going to release those replays to my YouTube channel. They're going to post a link for you. Go subscribe, because that is where I'm going to be uploading my managing moments videos weekly. Every single week, I'm going to release a new managing moments video for you. All right, helping you develop good mental and emotional health and walk through your deliverance. So make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel, all right? For those of you all that are part of my mailing list, I'm going to be sending that information out to you guys so that you can subscribe and so that you can be a part of that community. As a bonus, a couple of years ago, I did a conference entitled Sex Wars. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you're going to see that information. You're going to see the replay of those sessions on that channel, all right? We did it. It was an online conference experience talking about deliverance and freedom from sexual sin and addictions and other issues. And so we had an amazing time with that. But as a bonus, for those of you that were not a part of it, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you're going to be able to see those videos as well. All right, so thank you guys so much for joining me for these Saturday sessions in the month of May. It's been absolutely amazing. We've learned a lot. We've talked about a lot. I've given you a lot of information, but it's not over. I poured out so much that I realized I need to go back and unpack some of what I unpacked for you. All right, so we're going to do some smaller segments, and I'm committing to spending some more time with you guys to help you develop good mental and emotional health. So Facebook, thank you so much for joining me. Please share, please click and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys soon. For my Zoom audience, thank you guys so much for joining me on these Saturdays, for making a commitment to developing good mental and emotional health. I'm going to continue to pour into you guys. I'm going to continue to release some things to you guys. There's some things that you'll get for being a part of my mailing list that the public won't receive. There's some benefits that you all will receive that they won't, some information that you all will receive that they won't. But listen, I hope that you all have learned so much from this. You guys have asked some amazing questions. You've been an amazing audience, and I appreciate every single thing that you guys have said and been a part of. So listen, if you have questions, what is the YouTube info? Let me see if I can put that in here on Zoom for you guys now. Give me one moment here, Zoom. I'm gonna put that up for you, so those of you all that are in the Zoom, you can be a part of it as well. All right, let's see if that works. All right, I think that works. I think that's gonna work. So I'm gonna put my YouTube information in the chat. Yep, there you go. All right, so you have to go to this link here. You may have to copy and paste it into your browser, but that'll take you directly to my YouTube channel. Yep, there you go. So the link is there for you to click. It's going to take you to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. That is where I'm going to release all of my mental health videos, all right? That's where I'm going to release all of my mental health videos, teachings. That's where the replay from all of our sessions are going to be. So make sure you click that and subscribe. Thank you so much for asking that. All right, if no other questions, I'm going to let you guys go. I need to make sure that you have time to start working on your self-care plan. I'm going to go start working on my self-care plan. But it's been a pleasure working with you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of you guys soon. All right, I will talk to you guys later.